What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at Data Dash, and today is August 18th of 2017. So as you all know, if you watch my channel, you probably understand by now that I love getting feedback in the comments below on my videos and in my live streams about what coin or token I should cover next. And with the massive amount of ICOs that have hit the market recently, I've heard a lot of requests about a specific ERC20 token known as district0x. So, what is district0x? What's the project aiming to do? What is the long-term objective? And I think that's really important to cover because this is a very philosophical concept, but I think it's a really interesting one and one that could have the potential to take off. But with all that being said, I'm ready to cover it and get into it. However, as always, we got to start off with the numbers. And as a recent ICO, this one has been immensely successful. It stinks because I just actually opened up an account with the Liquid exchange, which is where the majority of this trade volume is coming from. And I wish I would have been able to get into the district earlier because I loved it at its ICO valuation launch, and you can see it's just been an absolute uptick. So a little bit late to the party. I definitely don't think I'm going to be buying at these levels right away, but you can see that there's some massive movement in the price action right now, and a lot of sense of value is being seen from the community. We can see here the market cap is sitting around almost 100 million, sitting around 94 million as of now. The volume over the past 24 hours has stayed steady around 5.4 million. And we can see that the circulating supply is 6/10 of what is going to be in the total supply over, I guess, I don't know if that's the max supply, but as of now, that's a pretty decent amount. It's at least halfway. So, that being said, I'm really optimistic on this, and I'd love to talk to you all the best way I can to describe what district0x is trying to achieve. A lot of people struggle to cover what district0x is trying to achieve, and it's an ambitious goal. But I'll try to give you the visual sense so you can start getting an idea of what it could look like. And then I'll get more into a technical side on it. So district0x is basically trying to achieve almost the Web 2.0. It's trying to build districts inside of its community. It's an Ethereum-based ERC20 token, and its technology is based off of its core technology is based off of Ethereum, but also uses aspects of Aragon and IPFS. So, like I said, we'll get more to the technical side, but the backbones of those together help build and govern these communities that you can participate in, and it could be from a wide range of things. For example, it could build social media pages or forum pages. You could build marketplaces, alternatives to Craigslist or eBay. You can build these semi kind of communities within the district0x network and actually build your own communities. And not only that, you can participate in voting and governing in them. So it's a really interesting concept of decentralizing, aspects that we have on the web right now and bringing it to these really kind of tight-knit communities where we can start interacting on a one-to-one basis and getting things done at a much faster rate and at a much cheaper cost as well, especially in the market of e-commerce. So now that you've got a decent visual understanding of what district0x is trying to do, I think it's good to go ahead and scroll down here, and we can see, what can you do on district? So for example, I was mentioning right off the bat, you can create a social media or forum alternative. So for example, posting and listing, you can post on whatever district that you're a part of and participating in, and you can also participate in making listings. So this goes alongside with what I was saying with e-commerce and listing items on decentralized districts inside the district network. So I think this is really cool, building marketplaces, having the competition, and being able to do things on a one-to-one basis rather than having to deal with the back pains of eBay and Craigslist. So Craigslist is actually pretty good. It's not that bad for a centralized company, but we can also see that there's search and filtering, so you can find exactly what districts you want to participate in and get specific information from the districts. You can also see there's a ranking and reputation system. We'll talk a little bit more about how Aragon helps with the structuring of governance and how the ERC20 token for district is actually valued and how that plays a role in ranking and reputation. We can also see that there's payments and invoicing. So like I said, building decentralized marketplaces, building these little economies on the district network is where payments and invoicing can really come in hand. So I think there's a lot of interesting features. I know these seem like very basic things to kind of stand out, but it's cool to see that they've got these features guaranteed because they're the core values of really building these online communities and districts. So it's really interesting to see that they have such a nice website that lays this out. And you might not get it, even with this wonderful visualization, you might not really understand, it might be a little too much to take in, how everything works in the docs and for a framework. This is how district0x works and how it structures itself. So it all starts basically with the network token. All right, so you need to have the network token. This is what it's nice because a lot of coins and tokens don't tell you how they gain their value. This one is pretty clear if you understand it on a conceptual basis. So if you want to, for example, participate in creating a district, or you want to have voting rights in a district. That's the big selling point of actually putting your district token in the districts that you like. You get voting participation. It's kind of like the amount of district tokens that you own is kind of like a little, it's a little trophy. It's like, hey, I get to vote this certain amount on this district. So you submit district tokens to the districts that you like, whether you want to just participate in them or you want governance, and then it goes through and it activates the certain smart contracts and libraries to the specific districts on the district network. So you can see they have an awesome visualization of the little smart contracts going through and the libraries going down as well, and building the specific front end information that would come when you access the network. So that's how it funds it and how it operates it. And then it's all stored through IPFS file storage, which is extremely important. I think you guys should go check out their website if you want to learn a little bit more how it works. And that's the same with Argon as well. Argon is another Ethereum-based technology that helps with governing these districts and really helps keep things structured. So really interesting how they're using multiple layers of Ethereum technology to really build this open community where people can communicate and build their own little districts. So we can say here, yeah, you can see in Argon We Trust, they really utilize past Ethereum technologies, and I think that this is really awesome how they're using Argon, because I think the combination of multi-layering kind of these Ethereum technologies is going to build a stable, honest community, and I think that the districts that can be created on this really are kind of endless. So that being said, getting towards that, what kind of districts could we see on district0x? Well, I will tell you all right now, it is at a very early stage, and there's not much that really makes this seem like it's worth the $90-something million valuation, almost $100 million valuation that it's at right now. It's yet again, another one of those ICOs you have to kind of look in the long term if you really want to believe at buying at these valuations. The biggest one that does seem promising, that is functioning right now, is Ethlance. Now, Ethlance is pretty much a job for, a posting for hires, or, if you go on there and you want to be a freelancer and do freelance work, without the interruption of Indeed.com or Glassdoor, all these middleman companies that get in the way of you making that interaction between an employer, or a possible employer, and a possible employee, making interactions with one another. Ethlance is that platform on the Ethereum blockchain. And what it does is it allows people from both sides to communicate without that middleman and make deals and pay in Ethereum. So it's really cool. I think it gives a lot of value to the Ethereum token, and the fact that they've already started hiring. I think it's been over a few hundred people have been hired through Ethlance. So this is really exciting to see that it's not only there and functioning, but people are adopting it. And it's accessed. It's actually the first district. It's the first actual district in district0x's set of networks. So I think that this is really cool. And we can see also Name Bazaar as well. Name Bazaar is basically where people will be able to purchase names for their districts using the Ethereum name service. And we can see as well, if we get on here, there's the meme factory. It seems kind of gimmicky, but these kind of interesting little creations, do propose in a sense some value and shows that this network is working, which is I think the important first phase that we have to see. But the real thing that amazes me is not only are they already asking the community what districts they should work towards creating for the default network on the district0x network, but along with that, you'll be able to create your very own district. That's where the power comes in. With all those features that we listed earlier, the fact that you can create your own district is immensely powerful. Now, how far are those possibilities going to go? We'll have to see in time. And this is why I think it's a little bit of a high-risk ICO, and why I'm not trying to prop it up in any sense. The concept, though, is there. And it seems like they've got all the framework technology from the Ethereum, kind of all the ERC20 tokens in their technology that really make this seem like it's a viable alternative to a very centralized web that we are on right now, and going towards more of a decentralized sense of communities and districts. So I think it's a cool concept, and they've done a fantastic job of marketing on it. This is very colorful, it's very attractive, and it really gets people, I think, interested in the concept of a local community on the web. So they've already had on their roadmap some successful parts. They're currently, I guess they passed, they passed version 0.3, which is good. And this is, of course, emphasizing on the token. I tell you all so many times, so many ERC20 tokens or ICOs just in general, for any kind of cryptocurrency, they don't tell you what the value is. The value comes in the use of the platform and in the sense that you get voting power. If more people generally adopt the district0x network and they continue to use the communities and districts on that network, and they want to participate and have voting rights in those communities and support those communities, this ERC20 token gets its value from that. The district0x network token gets value from participation and wanting to have voting rights in these districts on the network. So it's a pretty simple concept. So long as you see X amount of people getting onto the network and wanting to continue to interact and lead on these networks, that's how the value is built. How much is that going to be worth? It's dependent on how much people are using the network and how much demand there is for the tokens and that voting leadership. So long as it continues to grow, generally speaking, the value will go up as well. And they have some numbers as well about distribution, how much is going to the the founders and the people who participate in the ICO and everything. So they've got a little bit more information on that here, but they've got also a very, very nice team as well. You can actually click on the individuals and it gives you a little bit of description. And you can see that there's, some really nice people here who have worked at previous projects as well. I really recommend you go check out the team. I don't have enough time to really cover all of them. However, you have some people who have worked at some very big names in the cryptocurrency space. Not to mention they've got a good team of advisors as well advising the project. So definitely a good list of people. Not to mention they've got good supporters as well. So you can go ahead and join the Slack. You can, learn a little bit more, engage with people there. But I wanted to go real quick and show some of the districts. For example, we've got Atlance right here. It's got a nice functioning website. And this is the cool thing. They don't take any cut out of the participation. So this is the whole concept of decentralized markets. You're getting rid of that middleman. It's an instant interaction between you and someone else in a community or in a district in this case. I kind of mix up the terms there, but basically speaking, when you create your own districts, for example, like Atlance, it gives people a platform to just interact one-on-one. You don't need some company or some middleman. It's this free open source technology that's allowing us to participate in it. Now, in some cases, you do have to pay the district token to participate in some of these communities. But that being said, the value that comes out of it is immense, folks. This is, of course, the website for the name Bazaar, and they're still in development for it. But this is basically where people, like I said, would be able to purchase district names for the district0x network. And you can read the white paper. They've got a little bit of a description. I really recommend if you're interested in investing a lot of money in this, go read through the white paper. It talks a little bit about the structure of it and how it all works. They have wonderful diagrams, just like their website. So fantastic on the team who are working behind this. But I gotta say, folks, at these levels, I'm usually very optimistic on a lot of the ICOs that I cover on my channel. I think that this has got a grand future. But man, that price has gone up a little too much, and the technology hasn't really been adopted yet. That's the one criticism I have. Now, bulls, I know, I understand you're crazy about it, and I really think it's a cool concept too, but we got to give it a little bit of cool down time. This is one of the ICOs that's been a little overextended, going up almost 10 times the valuation it was at just a few weeks ago in August. This wasn't an ICO that's been around for a few months. It's been out for a few weeks. Actually, yeah, pretty much if we do 14 days, yeah, actually less than 2 weeks. So definitely has been running up, and there's some optimism around it, and justifiably. I think that the concept is there. I think the tech is there. It seems like they've already started building districts. And the last thing I wanted to mention, if you really are interested in having a voice in this community early on, you can vote on new districts. You can go here on their feedback page right here, and you can start voting on some of the new platforms. They've got a Kickstarter platform they want to work on. They've got so many interesting concepts here, folks. So definitely keep an eye on this. I think it's a project that's got long-term potential. However, we need to see a little more adoption before we can get a justified valuation of 94 million. So that being said, I'd love to hear what you all think about district0x. Do you think that it's going to build the Web 2.0 and really build the infrastructure to build districts where we can communicate one-on-one without the middlemen, without the BS, and really build a new sense of community where we can participate in growing these organizations? I'd love to hear what you all think about it. If you got another coin or token you want me to cover on my channel, feel free to leave a comment down below. But until then, I will see you all in the next video. Stay tuned.